So I really wanted to bring this up because with me over the past couple of years, putting myself out there and dating and experiencing many individuals and talking to many individuals, I said experiencing many individuals. I just pulled out that the hoe I was a hoe back in the day card. I don't give a fuck. But hey, we were all whores at one point in time. We were all side bitches. We were all mistresses. We were all something at one point in time. When I say you were a hoe, that doesn't mean that you were just like spreading your legs everywhere. That means that you was giving yourself away to people who were not caring of you. You were giving yourself away to people who did not appreciate you, who did not value you, who did not love you, when you in turn did not value, appreciate, or love yourself. All right, that's my version of a hoe. Now, slut is a whole nother story. All right, now there's hoe and there's a slut. I really need to put out my Anaya dictionary, my Anayanisms, because I think many people can relate to that. Many people will be able to appreciate my Anayanisms. So I think I'm gonna do that. But I wanted to talk about this with today being September 19th, 2019, 999. And if you know me, you know I'm literally my spirituality, my spirit is the most important thing to me. So 999 represents endings, toxic endings, karmic endings, new cycles are beginning. And I really wanted to bring this up on today because I know there's somebody out there who's probably going to watch this video. Somebody's out there who's thinking about cheating on their wife and or husband. Someone out there who's thinking about cheating on their girlfriend, their boyfriend, whatever, or you probably already have. Many of you already have. It's just the God's honest truth. You know your truth. No shame in your game. I'm not here to judge you. Everyone goes through life. You have things that happen, whatever. Hey, chalk it up to the game. But I wanted to talk about this, and I wanted to bring it up. What causes people in relationships to cheat? What causes people in relationships to go out and find someone else for a moment of pleasure? And I really want to bring this up because if you are in this situation, I want you to ask yourself this. Now, if you don't want to ask yourself this, you don't really care, you don't want to hear it, whatever the case may be, I don't care. But someone's going to appreciate this. Someone's going to hear this. Someone needs to know this. Somebody's out there who's lost, who just, I'm not even gonna call you that, but you're just lost. We've all been lost sometime, somewhere in some point in our lives, and we all sort of still are lost. It's a learning process. Life is one big ass school, you know. We're one big ass school. We're gonna be learning every day until we aren't here anymore. What causes you to go out and cheat? And I'm going to tell you something. If you are in this position, stop and ask yourself this. Is the person that, and many of you know this already, is the person that you are going to go out and cheat with on your significant other going to bring you greater value to your life? Are they going to make you more fulfilled? Are they going to make you more happy? Are they going to provide you with what you feel is missing? And if the answer is, oh, I don't know, you really need to sit there and reevaluate your relationship, because now I'm starting to see so many relationships, so many divorces, so many relationships that have been withstanding the test of time coming crashing down. And divorce isn't fun. Ending of relationships isn't fun. They're horrible. You have so many memories with people, so many great visuals, so many great moments, and for that to come to a screaming halt, you know, it's very sad. But I'm appreciative that so many people are finding their happiness and not sticking in situations that they are no longer happy in. So I really wanted to ask you, if you are in the process of thinking about stepping out on your spouse, stepping out on your significant other, stop and think, is this something that I really want to do? Because you need to understand that cheating is going to have a long-lasting term effect on your life. You got to understand the value and what it means to have a karmic situation in your life, to have karma following you throughout your life. Because once you cheat, that's just going to come back around on you one way or another. Not to say that your spouse is going to go out and cheat on you, but, you know, you have to understand duality. You know, it's the good and the bad. You know, what goes around comes around. So stop and think before you start cheating on your spouse. Like, is this person that I'm going to go out and cheat with going to bring me greater value? Is this moment, and for some of y'all, I ain't trying to clown on you, but this brief moment going to bring you great value than what it was that you have been building up for XY amount of time? And when I say XY amount of time, it doesn't mean, you know, you've had a long-lasting relationship, because you can be in a relationship for 2 years. You can be in a relationship for 3 months. That brings you greater value than a relationship that you were in for 2 years. Stop and think about the person, the spouse, the person that you decided to commit to. Think about that, the person that you decided to commit to. And don't make it about the person you decided to commit to. Just think about what you're trying to build with the person you decided to commit to. Like, is this worth it? And if you can sit there and be like, oh, I don't know, you need to evaluate your relationship. You need to evaluate your situation. You need to sit down and you need to communicate with the person that you call bae, that you call honey, that you call husband, that you call wife, that you call girlfriend, that you call boyfriend. You need to sit there and you need to communicate with them and talk about your problems first and foremost. What's not making you happy? Always start there. What's not making you happy? I hear so many times people like, well, what's not making the other person happy in a relationship? How can I help? How can I make the other person happy? No, focus on your own happiness, because you can't bring anyone else happiness unless you yourself are happy first and foremost. Start there. What's going to make you happy in this relationship? Sit down with that person. Both of you discuss what's going to make each of you happy. Come to a common ground. If you need to, you go in one room, she goes in another room, whatever the case may be, however your relationship works. Take it how it is, apply it to your situation. Go in separate rooms, write down on a piece of paper, what's going to make me happy in a relationship? What's going to bring me fulfillment in a relationship? Bring those two notes together, and if those two notes do not match at all, you need to understand that relationship is nothing more than a karmic relationship there to teach you a valuable lesson that you are not learning, and that you will eventually learn in due time if you don't get your ass out the situation. All right? So that's first things first. If this is your situation, if you are in a situation where you're thinking about stepping out on your husband, your wife, whatever the case. And I'm bringing this up because since I've been putting myself out there and dating people, the amount of people who I get who tell me that they are married or have a girlfriend is fucking outrageous. It's fucking outrageous. It's disgusting. It's horrible. It's quite honestly, it's sad. It really is sad. It's sad as hell when I'm minding my goddamn business, walking along, trolling. Hey girl, how you doing? And you bring your ass up around me. You tell me I'm cute. You tell me I'm fly. You tell me I'm dope as shit. And next thing you know, you want to sit over here. Oh, I got a wife. I got a girlfriend. What the fuck you doing talking to me? Like, seriously, this is my response to people when they tell me they're married or they have a girlfriend. What the fuck are you doing talking to me? Like, why the fuck you not at home trying to, and excuse my French, but why you not at home trying to fix your problems? I'm not here to tell you what to do, but why are you not at home trying to fix your problems? And I'm going to be honest, most people be like, oh, okay, well, and they'll dip. I already know them people are full of shit. Them people ain't going nowhere. Them people ain't got shit going on with their lives. Them people are going to self-destruct eventually. And I'm grateful that they are able to step their ass and keep their ass away from me so that I don't have to be a part of their self-destruction. But it's really sad. It's really sad. But these people I don't really worry about. But then I get a couple of people who really want to explain their situation. I'm not happy. This is that and the third. Well, you need to talk about that shit. And if you are someone who's sitting there, well, I'm not happy in my relationship, you need to evaluate and you need to communicate with your spouse. You need to communicate with your significant other on what it is that you are not happy about. And I'm going to be completely honest. For most men, you need to start being honest with your significant other. You need to start being honest with the fact that, and this is just for me personally, everyone's story is different. But the men that I get, the men that come across me, you need to start being honest with your spouse and telling them, you like dick. You like transgenders. You like guys. You are bisexual. You are, bi-curious. Whatever you want to say, whatever name you want to call it, that's going to help you sleep at night, that's going to take all that load up off of your shoulders, whatever it is that you need to say, you need to do that with your spouse. You need to talk to them and you need to be honest. You need to first and foremost be honest with yourself. You need to stop hiding. You need to stop lying. You need to stop doing all this childish ass, immature ass shit, because half of the people who cheat are not, I'm going to say half the people who cheat, but half of you guys who are out here doing these things are way too old. And I get it. Like, you weren't loved correctly. You weren't raised on love. You weren't taught how to love. But it comes to a point in time where you got to start learning that shit. You got to start taking responsibility for your actions. Like, just because someone didn't teach you how to love, so just because someone didn't give you love doesn't mean that you go out in this world and continuously not try to learn how to love, not try to learn how to love others. And if you're not willing to try to learn how to love, or if you're not willing to be taught how to love, then no judgments, but like, seriously. Start taking responsibilities for your actions. And before you step out on your significant other, this man or woman, I don't care who you are. For men, Start communicating with your women, and start telling them what things that you aren't happy about. Start telling them, like, hey, start being honest with them about how you feel, your emotions. Start being honest about the fact that most of you guys have been molested. Start being honest about the fact that most of you guys have been put in situations where you were emasculated and you feel emasculated, and how doing X, Y, and Z acts will make you feel more masculine, make you feel like a man. Start communicating and being honest about that. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. If you are honest and communicating this dark secret that you're carrying with your spouse, your wife, and this is just for men, if you're communicating these secrets with your wife, and if she's not willing to be understanding of your situation, your circumstance, go to couples therapy first and foremost. I'm never going to tell someone up and leave a bitch. Go to couples therapy. Go to a counselor. Go to someone. Talk to someone that's going to be able to come in and get an outside perspective of your relationship that can for a minute try to, put some understanding in your wife's head. Because I'm going to be honest, this is just me personally. This is just me. If I'm coming to my wife and I'm telling her, I've been emasculated, I've been molested, this is that and the third, and I have these feelings X, Y, and Z, and if she comes at me and just not trying to have any understanding, or if she walks away from me, then I'm going to take that as a sign that she's not mature enough to handle what's really going on in the real world. She's not really understanding, or she's not really willing to understand that there are men who face real life issues, and she wants you to be this picture perfect king. And there's nothing more, there's no such thing as a picture perfect king. So if you are in a situation and you come to your wife, you come to your spouse, whoever, and you tell them these issues, these dark issues that you're having, and they're not willing to have an understanding of what you've been through, how you feel, or your emotions, and if they walk away from you, start shaming you, knocking you, whatever the case may be, this person, you need to understand, is not for you. That's just my opinion. I mean, you can go to therapy, you can talk to someone, but hey, there needs to be some understanding when it comes to adults. I'm not talking about children. I'm not talking about teenagers. I'm not talking about young adults. Like, young adults means, like, because I'm going to be honest with you, after 25 years old, something starts to click. It starts to click. And for women, it starts to click around the age of 21, 22, sometimes 18, sometimes. But for most women, from what I've seen and from my own personal experience, it happened around the age of 21. 22, that's when most women start knowing exactly what it is that they want. And for most men, shit start clicking around the age of 25, 30, shit starts clicking around for them. So first and foremost. Now for women, if you are in a relationship and you are feeling like you're not getting what you need from your boyfriend, you're not getting what you need from your husband, have an understanding. Most men won't be able to tolerate you stepping out on them. Most men won't be able to tolerate the fact that they aren't fulfilling to their wife or their girlfriend. That hurts a man. And a man hurt is way worse than a woman's hurt. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I've seen it firsthand. They try to act strong. They try to act tough. But men are some of the biggest babies known on the planet. All this tough exterior, I'm rah, this is that and the third. And most women think that, because I cheat on him, he's going to go cheat on me with a bunch of different women. Any man that's going to go cheat with a bunch of different women isn't really a man at all. Not at all. Any man, any boy that lays with women on many different women is not a man. That's a boy who's hiding his insecurities. That's a boy who's hiding. He's trying to hide behind this image of what it means to be masculine. All right, whatever subconscious issues he has going on, like, understand that they have them. Understand that men have them, just like you have yours. Men have theirs. All right. Communicate with your partner. Tell your partner. Tell your husband. Tell your spouse. And first of all, most women need to understand, like, you need to lower your goddamn standards. All right. You need to bring it from up here, and you need to bring it on down here. All right. You as well, go in that room, make that list, and when you make your list for women, make sure your list there's a different type of list, because most women will put a standards list, like, you gotta have this, you gotta have that, you gotta be doing this, you gotta be doing this. No. First of all, get rid of all of those high ass standards that your daddy put in your head like he has to have a car, job, this, that, and the third, or whatever the case may be. Get rid of those. Get rid of those standards, all right? Remove yourself from the standards of what it means to be in a relationship, because there is no standard relationship. It's all about open, honest communication and understanding of one another's. Get rid of standards and start placing boundaries. Replace standards with boundaries, all right? That's your first thing for women. I'm going to say that for women because most women will they will put up standards instead of boundaries, and they don't know the difference. They really don't know the difference. I can say that because I had a friend who she had high-ass standards. Bitch ran her motherfucking... I'm not going to say bitch, but she ran her mouth about how a man couldn't be... He needed to have a car, and he needed to have a job, and she was riding the bus. And I'm just like looking at her like... Really? You riding the bus? No, I can't talk to a man on the bus. We both can't be on the bus. But you ride the bus! I'm confused. So start removing yourself from standards and just start understanding boundaries, all right? For women, all right? And start communicating with your significant other. Now, I gave somebody a little lesson. I gave someone some hope that if you're in the process of thinking about stepping out and cheating on your spouse, your significant other, do this. Ask yourself, is this going to bring me fulfillment? Is this going to make me happy? Is this worth what it is that I have back at home? And if you're just sitting there questioning like, well, I don't know, you really need to evaluate your home, because your home isn't happy, and your home starts within yourself first. Stop trying to please everybody else and start pleasing yourself first. That's why so many relationships fail. Because people are in relationships, they're trying to please the other person instead of pleasing themselves first. Trust me, I haven't been in a real relationship before, and it doesn't take me to have to go through a real relationship to know that some of y'all are seriously just trying to please the other person. You're trying to please the other person, you're trying to make the other person happy instead of trying to please and make sure that you're happy first. Always remember, you can't bring happiness to someone else if you aren't happy yourself, you know? And I'm gonna tell you another thing. Tell you one more thing. And this doesn't even have to be dealing with relationships. This is be dealing with anybody. If you are dealing with someone, friend, relationship, whatever, always remember, if someone is constantly throwing up everything wrong that you've done in your life circumstance or whatever you've done wrong, if someone is constantly making you feel less than, if someone is constantly throwing up what they've done for you, if someone is constantly making you feel like you have to go out and do something for them, or pay attention when someone's upset. Pay attention when someone doesn't get their way, because that's when their true colors come out. Now, when someone doesn't get their way around you, and like I said, this doesn't have to just be relationships. This could be friends-wise too, because I had to pay attention to this when it came to friends. When someone is around you and they're not getting their way with you, if they start throwing up, oh, I did this, that, and the third, or but I did this, that back in the day, these are not your people. Get the hell away immediately. All right? And I say immediately because it's going to bring you more harm the longer you stay around these people. The longer you stay around these people who are going to be throwing... I know people are just not getting out of school. You black parents, y'all be taking y'all kids, making y'all kids go to school in this weather. I can't say nothing because my mama used to do the same thing. That's why me and her really ain't all like that right now. But I got a little sidetracked. When you're around someone and they're not getting their way with you, and they start throwing up everything they done for you, they start making you feel less than, they start telling you, oh, I did this for you back in the day, or if they start be like, oh, I so do see how it is now, I see how people ain't no real friends. Rid yourself of that toxic energy. It's about to be 2020, it's about to be a whole new season. You need to start having peace. You need to start having people around you that's going to bring you peace. You need to start having people around you that's going to bring you understanding. And if they can't bring you peace, they can't bring you understanding, dead it. Like, dead it. Dead it. I hope and pray that this message touched someone. I hope and pray that this message resonates with someone, even if it was clunky, even if it was all over the place. Hey, someone will understand it. Someone will feel it. Someone, it'll hit them right here in their chest. Someone will be like, damn, I probably need to go home and see if what's at home is really worth it, or what I do have at home is actually worth it. And for some of you, you're going to realize what I have at home ain't worth it at all. Hey, if I was the one who had you realize that or helped you realize that, I ain't trying to break up no homes or shit like that, but it's all about you. Understand that. It's all about you. You can't make someone else happy if you aren't happy.